ties are back to Potato Patch. My grandpa, my grandma, my mom, my dad, they were up there providing, cleaning the land, watering, irrigating, and so forth. So I feel that's, even though I'm not involved, that's part of who I am. My brother is a land assignment, and so we had backed away for years, and we finally went on up there and saw there was a lot of need of cleaning the ranch up. Water's running all over. It's gravity flow. Indian Health Service in the early 80s provided that service for my mother when she's living up there. Have a septic tank. They had a garden at one time. My grandparents always had large gardens. At one time they even had alfalfa out there. But again, time has gone on and it wasn't really well kept. So we as family, our whole family have gone up there, volunteer with Kitten, Farmer. There was another gentleman, I don't remember. They all, we had two meetings.
Ronnie Guerrero.
Ronnie Garrett, we had people volunteering to go up there, trimming trees. We were up there Sunday with weed whackers, chainsaws, cleaning. So that's what we're doing in the process. In the meantime, Kitten introduced me to and explained to me about the Ripple Project. I live in Reno, and on my property I have wild plums, I have sweetgrass. My sister Gretch, she's up from Port Bidwell, she brought me back down choke cherries, which start to have leaves on it. My dream and my family's dream is to provide that potato patch by planting a lot of those native plants. We have to travel far and in between to get wild plum, choke cherries, elderberries, the other one, buckberries. We call it Paiute. Kooyee. Wild plum is Duyu. And there's names like Billie Jean said in Paiute that we'd love to have it up there. And I see this project. I went online and looked at it. Oh my God, this is exactly what should be put up there. And we have water, and it's just going down in the field.
Going nowhere.
Go nowhere. So that's what we hope to accomplish with our family as a whole. Not me, not Elaine, all of us as a community in our family, because we're all related. My family's part of the Northup clan, or family Northup, but we're related to everybody in the community. I also, from Bishop to Reno to Susanville to Fort McDermott to Warm Spring, we're related all over.
And Potato Patch has been in our family since 1923. And the you got to envision years ago, water used to come from Lake Tahoe down through Truckee into the lake, and this lake was quite full at that time, and the overflow would go into Winnemucca Lake. And so the road from Gerlach, which is a railroad town, the road used to go down below the ranch, Potato Patch Ranch, and then it'd go over the hill, and there used to be a village where the Chinese people used to have their family, and they would work on a railroad. So there was a proprietor from Miners Club who since has deceased. She told me when she was a young girl, they used to go on horse and buggy all the way to Fallon to grocery shopping, but way back many years. And she already was in her 70s when she was telling me the story. Not too long ago, I'd say about 6 years ago, she was telling me the story. But our envision is to go out there and try to plant all these plants that are we call it Indian food because my mom used to harvest choke cherries and wild plums and elderberries, and they have a lot of significance to us. And we lived off the land more or less. My grandfather had a place up there where it was built with railroad ties, and he died. He lived there till he passed away, And he used to be a wild horse. He trained wild horses, made wild horse ropes. A lot of the young men that didn't have families at that time used to come out there and chase wild horses. But there's a lot of meaning. And he worked Potato Patch, and he also worked Upper Ranch. And then they had a home dwelling right down here at the bottom of what's called Marble Bluff. He had a home there that was given to my grandmother from Joe Morgan years ago. But our idea is to try to utilize that water at that potato patch as best as we can to try to put some native plants, because there's going to come a time where I'm no longer here and want to do the same thing Billy Dean is doing.